Okay, fine. There's a request to talk about the oil tankers. So, you know that many of you found this YouTube channel through oil tanker trade during the pandemic, right? And I talked about them quite a bit, but then because of my liquidity or the shares that were being restricted, I wanted to enter a different investment, and I exited my tanker position. But I was pretty clear in the video that I was pretty bullish on the tankers. And now, you know, this is why I just hate the stupidity in the investment world. And here's what I mean. Because it's always about 3 inches in front of people's face. It never changes. It never changes. Like, it would be incredible if people had a vision longer than 3 inches. Okay? So let's go through some of the tanker stocks that I talked about. Scorpio Tankers. It was up 400 something percent from the low recently. Now it's up 260%. Euronav. From the low in 2022, Euronav is now almost 100%. And then DHT, most recent, from $5, almost a nice double. TK Tankers had a very nice run. From February 2022, TK Tankers is up like 4x. Dorian LPG, again from the low of 2022, is like a 3x. Now, people are interested in the tankers again. Okay, why? Well, you read the article, why U.S. supertanker rates are spiking. After sinking to fresh lows in the early part of the year, freights here for U.S. loading supertankers have skyrocketed as Asian refiners turn to the U.S. Amid production cuts everywhere, average spot rates for older VLCCs climbed to 83,000 per day. The more efficient ones, 91,000 per day, so almost 100,000 per day, right? Now, why are people interested in tankers? Because 3 inches in front of their face, they see high tanker rates. Just like they saw high tanker rates during the pandemic, right? When oil production, oil demand fell off very fast. Production couldn't be cut very fast. Extra oil had to go on the tankers. The tanker rates went up significantly. 3 inches in front of people's face. They were interested. They were interested in tankers because 3 inches in front of their face, the articles looked good. The daily tanker rates were great. During that time, they were talking about super cycle coming, low order book, right? But all of these were just the reasons to justify them purchasing the shares. Then production was cut. We had to work off the inventory from the floating storage. Tanker rates went down. 3 inches in front of their face, the tanker rates were low. So they didn't talk about low order book anymore, super cycle coming. No. None of that was important. Again, 3 inches in front of their face, things didn't look good. There was no interest in oil tanker stocks. I was a complete idiot. I was wrong. Blah 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 blah. Right? But that was the time. That was the time where it was beneficial to look at oil tanker stocks. Why? Because everybody else vision 3 inches in front of their face was bleak. They were negative. They were unhappy. Remember, unhappy people give you unhappy prices. Happy people require happy prices. So they were not interested. They were not interested back then. They were not interested in TK tankers for $10, right? $10, $12. They were not interested, but they are interested in TK tankers today because 3 inches in front of their face, that's what it is. And the story never changes, right? The story never changes. And I'm not saying at all that the super cycle will not come, that the order book is not this or not that. All I'm saying is that I am sick and tired of this investing world because it's always the same. And guess what? The analysts are just the same puppets that they were back then. When they saw tanker rates 3 inches in front of their face, they were bad. The analysts were bearish. Now that the tanker rates 3 inches in front of the face are great, oh, we got super cycle coming, the order book is so low, all the things that I've been talking about, all the things that were obvious, of course we were going to work off the inventory from the floating storage. Of course we were going to eventually get to this level where it was going to matter. They weren't interested in buying the stocks back then. Now they're interested because, again, 3 inches in front of their face, things look good. And now, where are the 3 inches in front of people's face right now? Oh, the real estate market looks bad. The interest rates are high, right? Same story is happening in a completely different sector, like the real estate sector, the Voxtur sector, right? Again, they're not interested today, even though it's obvious that interest rates are not going to keep going up. It's obvious as the same that oil was going to be worked off from the floating storage. No, they're not interested today. Today, they want to be unhappy, and they give you unhappy prices. It never changes. But overall, when it comes to the oil tankers, look, when I have my positions, I stick with them for years most of the time. And the oil tankers just don't really fit into my investment style going forward. I talk about things that nobody knows about. Okay? I talk about, did anybody hear about Voxtur before I started talking about it? No. How many people heard about Aduro before I started talking about it? Yeah, there were some people that knew about it, but not many. How many people knew about Oracle before I started talking about it? How many people are going to know about the diabetes company that I'm going to very soon start talking about it? That's really what I am more interested about, is go out after things that people are not talking about. And definitely, I'm not interested in talking about things that 3 inches in front of people's face, things look good today. I have zero interest in talking about what people are talking about.